The first thing when someone walks into a salon is the hairdresser must get an history of what has been happening to your hair. So then the hairdresser must consult. They know what you're coming to do. Getting an history of what has been happening to your hair, then they will qualify if you're fit to go through a relaxer process, because it is critical to ensure that your scalp does not have abrasions, you've not been scratching, and then is your hair in a stable state to take a relaxer service. Because mostly people walk into the salon, remove braids or weaves and then go ahead and straighten their hair. Or people who have just colored their hair like 2 or 3 weeks ago still want to relax their hair. So it is very important that you analyze the scalp, make sure that the scalp is in good condition, it is not very dry, because a dry scalp is very sensitive. At the same time, ensure that the hair is in a stable state to take a relaxer process. If your hairdresser is comfortable with the way your scalp looks like and your hair is, then you move to the next step of basing or protecting your skin, because the skin around the hairline is very sensitive, your ears are very sensitive, and you're being exposed to something that is alkaline. Remember, your scalp and hair are comfortable at pH level of 4.5 to 5.5. So introducing something that is alkaline could irritate. So we protect the hairline as well and the ears. Then from there, the hair should be sectioned into 4. Chemicals are applied from the crown area to the nape area, then from the crown to the front. So we don't want a scenario whereby you start applying chemicals on the hairline, because that could lead to damage of the hairline. The hairline is made of very sensitive hair, so it should be the last part that chemicals are applied. What we look at is the texture. If your hair is coarse, or what people would call hard hair, or if your hair is fine, what some people call light hair, you have to choose. For coarse hair, it's super relaxer, and for fine hair, you use regular relaxer. It is critical that your hairdresser works with thin partings just to ensure that every single hair strand gets enough product. And this avoids things like uneven straightness after you relax your hair, which could lead to damage. So you want to achieve straightness. Then the other thing is you should ensure that your hair is not pin straight, because again, that means your hair has been over-processed and it is left at a weak point. Looking at what we've given you in Black Silk is a relaxer that has sunflower, which is moisturizing, and at the same time we've introduced some ingredients that ensure that we do not over-process your hair. We leave your hair strong, we leave your hair lustrous without really damaging the hair strand. When you look at Black Silk, we're talking about less breakage. We need to have the right tools used in processing the hair. The right tool to apply product on your hair is a brush and not a tail comb like many salons would do. Remember, a relaxer works by breaking down the strongest bonds in a hair strand. So when you start pulling it with a tail comb, then you're exposing your scalp to irritations and you're breaking your hair. You're actually stripping off the relaxer during the process, hence you might end up having results that are uneven. The other important step is neutralizing the hair. Remember, we introduced a chemical process into the hair and we must bring it to a stop. And this must be done with a neutralizing shampoo, which should stop the chemical action and bring the hair back to its ideal pH level. And it should be a moisturizing shampoo, it should not be a cleansing shampoo, because then remember, when we straighten the hair, we've broken down very important bonds, and we need to lock the hair in its straight form but make sure it is left strong. So that is the work of the neutralizing shampoo. And for a product to work well, the same product that you've straightened your hair with should be the same product that you neutralize your hair with, because these products are compatible to ensure the best results after a relaxer service. That does not mean then that because you've used a conditioning neutralizing shampoo that you do not do a moisturizing shampoo. It is critical, and for your hair to be healthy, it is a must that after relaxing the hair, neutralizing the hair, then you do a deep conditioning, moisturizing conditioner, just to ensure that you restore the moisture that was lost during the relaxer service. So at this point, you apply Black Silk Moisture Boost treatment, you cover it with a shower cap and sit under a hood dryer. Key things to note is that before you treat your hair, you rinse it well and ensure that there are no traces of the shampoo. Towel blot the hair just to ensure that then you do not start diluting the treatment before it delivers what it's supposed to do. We have Black Silk Conditioning Cleansing Shampoo, which is intended to clean your hair. At the same time, ensure that we do not strip off the natural oils, which are very important. Your sweat mixes with the natural oil, which is called sebum, and this creates a film that protects your scalp from bacterial infection. If you use a harsh shampoo on your hair, number one, your hair will be very dry, your scalp will be very dry because you strip off all the natural oils and then you leave it exposed. And after 2 to 3 days, you start scratching. If you're shampooing your hair from home, it is advisable that you do this from the shower, or rather leaning backwards and not leaning forward, because the natural hair fall is to the back. So if you lean forward, then taking it back could lead to hair breakage, because again, when you introduce water to hair, you stretch it up to 50%. So when you start struggling with wet hair, then breakage might be inevitable. If you go to the salon and your hair is being shampooed, it is critical that the person shampooing your hair does not do it in circular movement, because that tangles the hair. It is advisable that the person shampooing your hair uses the pads of their fingers and works out the shampoo well in the scalp without really tangling the hair. So again, we give you a good shampoo, but make sure you use it in the right way and you will enjoy the results. It is important that every week you deep condition your hair. If it is not possible, at least 2 times in a month, then your hair must be conditioned if you're going to achieve luxurious hair. We've given you a treatment called the Moisture Boost, which is intended to boost the moisture in your hair, give you a lot of sheen. The other treatment that we have in our range is the leave-in treatment, and this is the form of a conditioner that you do not rinse from the hair, because it continuously works on the hair just to ensure that there is constant moisture, and then we continually strengthen your hair. What happens is that this is a treatment that you spray before you roller-set your hair or before you dry your hair, whichever form it is. Now, the other good news is that this treatment can be used by people with natural hair, like young kids when you're detangling their hair. It is a fantastic detangler. You spray it onto the hair, give it like 5 minutes, and then you comb it out. If your hair tangles, then you will safely detangle your hair without experiencing breakage. While styling your hair, it is important that you use a product that protects your hair from excessive heat. And one of the products that we've put together to ensure that you safely use heat on your hair is the moisturizing lotion. This is a product that you use before you start styling your hair to protect your hair from excessive heat and at the same time achieve a lot of glows. So you will walk out of the salon with hair that is not heat damaged, at the same time hair that is moisturized, and at the same time hair that has a lot of sheen. I find people using hair foods on their hair, and this is wrong. The hair food should actually be used on the scalp because your scalp is looking for oils, and then your hair should be given the moisturizing lotion, which imparts moisture. Moisturizing lotion is 80% moisture and only 20% is oil. And on the other hand, hair food is actually 80% oil and only 20% is moisture. When your hair is dry, you use a moisturizing lotion, and when your scalp is dry, you use a hair food. Scientifically, African hair is the most delicate hair type that we have. But I always say that African hair is the most beautiful hair that we have. What we need to know is that what we put into our hair is our investment, and it is critical that we treat African hair with utmost care because it is an investment and it is actually the crowning beauty of every woman.